everybody, and welcome into HelenKenner.com. I'm running late. I couldn't get my stream going for some reason, but I'm here now, thank goodness. And I'm so glad you could come. Say hey when you get here, so I know you're here. I went to a retreat this weekend with a bunch of other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators here in North Carolina. And I've got a few samples I want to show you that were so beautiful, so fun. And it's always so much fun to um, get together and laugh and joke and, um, have a good time while you're crafting. So we ended up going to Hall River, which is a state park here in North Carolina. And I went with a bunch of my team members, and that's always fun. And we get a chance to meet other demonstrators that live in a different town or maybe right down the. Hey, Sue. Thanks for letting me know you're here. Right down the street from us, and we have never met. So that was a lot of fun to meet some people we hadn't met before. And then, of course, all the demonstrators that live on the other side of the state that we don't get a chance to see very often. So it was a lot of fun to go. And of course, one of the things that I love about going to a retreat like that is that the landscaping is so different than Eastern North Carolina. It's very flat here in Eastern North Carolina. And so when you go up there, you get to go over some hills and, just see different farms and I don't know, just a different landscaping. And I know the people that live in the mountains and the hills, because this really wasn't like mountains like I was in a couple of weeks ago, but it was really, really pretty. And so anyway, I had a really good time, came back really inspired, and I wanted to show you some. So this is using the Let's Set Sail stamp set. But okay, here's the first one. Adventure Awaits, and we stamped different colors up here on our cutout, and then use DSP to punch out, because this is a punch. We've used this punch before. I don't know if you remember, but didn't they do a good job? So when you go to a retreat like this, the hosting group comes up with a bunch of different designs for us, and then we get to make them. They have everything cut out for us, so all we have to do is stamp, put color on there however we want to. See, they had already had the embossing folder. Isn't that pretty? Best day ever. Doesn't that look like a sun? I offset it just a little bit to make it look like almost like an eclipse. But anyway, very simple, very nice. And then this one, Let Your Dreams Set Sail. Looks like I didn't. Look at that. In such a hurry. Didn't get that dimensional down. Kept wondering, why is that doing that? So how this worked, and what I really like about it is that they started off simple, then stepped it up, and then really stepped it up. So this is called simple stamping, where most of your stamping is on one piece of paper. And then I did punch this and the sailboat out. But that's very simple. And then to step it up, we added some designer series paper. Then, like I said, we stamped different color on this. Let me see. You might like it better if I show it just this way. And then we stamped. So it's a little more stepped up because we're adding more layers to it and different techniques of stamping. And then, of course, this one is for people that are avid stampers, or crafters, I should say, not necessarily stampers. But we use the embossing folder, the brushes, the blending brushes with different colors. Now we've gotten into the bannering of the sentiments, and then of course the punching. So really, really pretty. Had a great time doing that. And we did the exact same thing on another set of cards, and they're the ones that we're going to make tonight. So hear that? All right, so this one's the simple stamping, where all the stamping's on one piece. We do have a little piece right there that I'm going to cut out with my cutter, my embossing cutter. But that's really pretty, isn't it? Now I think we've used this one. I know I've used it in a class, but can't remember if we as a group have done that. But really like this. Now this one is a 10 fold card, so all the cards go up. This is 2-step stamping, so we stamp the big flowers and then the images that go in between. Now this one is the next stamped up or stepped up. Again, we're stamping on our paper, but now we're going to punch out our bottle. And this is using the Bottled Happiness stamps, the bundle stamp set and punch. And then now they've matted. See, like here they didn't mat, but now we've matted this and added some pretty ribbon. And then this one, we've matted our focal point. We've cut this out. We stamped and then cut it out. Then we punched this, added our little beads to our bottle, and then added that. So we'll see how much of this we can get done tonight. And I'm already starting a little bit late because I couldn't get my streaming up. But anyway, we'll work on this. We're going to start with this one right here. And before I do, I want to remind you, I think we only have 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks of celebration. So don't let this pass you by. You know, again, here is our planner that is so beautiful. Look how pretty it is, with all the little notebooks and tags, just all kinds of stuff. Not only that, but the stamp set that goes with it that is beautiful. Making plans, all the things, wish list, stuff, list, all kinds of stuff. So don't let this opportunity go by, and look at all the paper you get to go with it. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up and joining my team, please contact me. I'll be glad to help you with that. We all of that is just $99. You get to choose $125 worth of product, and then the planner and all that I just showed you is on top of that. So you get that for free. You also get a paper pumpkin. You get free shipping, so that's really cool. That's another 10% off that you wouldn't have. And then you get to join my lovely group of crafters. I want to say crafters because everybody has their own. It's not just stamping that they do. I have quilters. I have wreath makers. I have sewers, people that sew. One of my ladies just finished this gorgeous wedding dress. All kinds of crafters. You can join my crafters. So this is just one of the crafts that they do. Most of my team are not business builders, so you don't have to feel like, I'm going to be pounding business. It's just a fun group. We go different places like this, like we did this past weekend, and craft together. We have retreats where we have our own shoebox swaps. Um, we put on big events like our first big event. We've had several small retreats that we have done in the past. Well, we put on our very first big retreat that we invited and hosted all the North Carolina demonstrators. So we'll be doing that again this spring, and we're very, very excited about that. So we're a very active group. Um, we're a lot of fun, and we're very diverse in what it is that we do. So anyway, if you're interested, let me know. I'd love for you to join our group and have fun with us, because it's not just about work, it's about fun, isn't it? I mean, and camaraderie and crafting together. So anyway, all right, let me think if there was anything else. So I'm going to be having a lot of Christmas card classes and events coming up in the next 3 or 4 months. So you definitely want to join my newsletter so that you stay in the know of all my classes, all the specials coming up from Stampin' Up. And darn, I left it over there. Let me go get the paper pumpkin bulletin. Hold on. Now, last week, I think it was, I shared with you how you can get some Hostess rewards if you order a 3-month subscription. But if you're going to do it, now's the time, because you look at this sweet little pumpkin, not pumpkin, Halloween box, and then 2 Christmases. One's going to be cards, and one is going to be like tags and bags kind of things, usually tags. So you don't want to miss the next 3 months, September, October, and November. So look at this. It'll help. It's saying here that it'll help you stress-free holiday season. So anyway, treat packaging, holiday cards, and gift tags. So you definitely want to do that. One of the things that I have forgotten to mention many, many times is that you get, once you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order refills. And so like this month, they have these little bags. Remember when we had, when we did the fruit stands and all of that, and we had little bags that we could stamp on. Remember, I think that was last month, or month before. But anyway, you can go back and order reorder more of that. Now, the reorder does not include the stamp set and the block, because you've already got that when you got your Paper Pumpkin. So this is just for extra cards and embellishments and all of that stuff. So you'll still use your own stamp set and cards. So you can go back and reorder more. And that's another really cool feature of Paper Pumpkin. So if you're interested in ordering Paper Pumpkin, what you have to do is go to www.paperpumpkin.com and order it there. And if you have any questions, or if you need me to help you, I'll be glad to do that. But you don't want to miss the next 3 months of Paper Pumpkin. So we'll be doing those together, but I did want to make sure I brought that up. So now again, go sign up at my newsletter at www.helenkenner.com to stay up on all my classes for this fall, because I'm going to have a bunch. All right. Let me get my cutter out, and then we'll get started. Okay, so all of them have the exact same basic design. So we're going to cut our cards in the tent fold, and then we're going to cut cardstock you know, all three of them have that. So we'll do that. We can go ahead and do it. All right. So this is our thick basic white. Knock this upside down. And I'm going to go ahead and score it. So I only have to score one time. Oh, and I sat right there and did the wrong one. So we're going to be scoring this at 5.5. So let me do it this way. So we're going to score there, and then we're going to cut on 4 1/4. So on that first score line that I just did is actually going to be cut. So there. Okay. Okay. And again, I'm going to score at 5.5. And then cut it out at 4 1/4. Those are our basic cutting and scoring. And cut. Sometimes you have to stop and think what you're doing. Alright, so our bases are done. Now I've got one more I can make, huh? Okay, now this is our regular basic white. So we're going to cut this at 4 3/4. By 3.5. Okay. I was looking to see if the other is more sentiment. Nope. Alright, so this is for our first card. Alright, I'm going to put both of these over here so I won't forget. Alright. Stamp set. We're going to need our bottle outline, which is this one right here. We're going to need the inside. I'm going to go ahead and mount these. Like I said, this is a 2-step stamping. Let's see. I might just set that over there. Alright, so we're going to use Balmy Blue. And we're going to put our outline first. Now you're going to have to put it down because see, your flowers are going to be all up there. So you want to put this down far enough. You don't want to hit it. This is the only one you have to worry about that because the other ones we're going to cut out the flowers. so we can lay these. I'm going to clean it off. Okay. I'm going to stamp off once so that when I stamp on here, it's going to be much lighter. Do you see that? That looks pretty, doesn't it? All right. And we're going to be reusing those. Now when you, because I do this where I put the main image or the flowers that are the biggest in on first, and then I line the leaves up second. Now the first thing you want to do is find where you're supposed to go. Maybe if I put it like this you can see. But do you see this right here? I put a little dot down there. Do you see that dot right here? I put a dot down there to help remind me that this is the bottom. This is where the bottle goes. So you want to put that on your bottle. Okay. Let it sit for a second. And then it sits right on it. Okay. And it's pretty centered that way. That's the trick with this. There were a lot of demonstrators there that hadn't had a chance to play with this before. But I had. So I knew how to how to put it on. And again, the same thing here. You want to find where this is. Do you see it right here? That's the opening. I think we used Granny Apple Green. No, we used Parakeet. Yeah, we went with all the end colors. So this one was Sweet Sorbet. This one's going to be the Parakeet. All right, now what I do is I try to fill in these little openings. So you have to kind of look at where they where they are. Let it sit for a second. Ta-da! I was off a little bit. That's okay. You can still see it. Okay. Now this one's coming together really quickly, isn't it? I mean, it's just now all we're going to do is stamp the sentiment, which is sending cheers. There it is. Yep. And we're going to put it in the Sweet Sorbet. Sending cheer. I like that. Okay. I'm going to put it back because it's so small I might lose it. Okay. So I got my mini Stamp and Emboss machine. Okay, and we're going to be using 1 and 2. This piece of paper may be too big. I'm going to try it and see. Alright, sending cheer. Now you want to make sure that you're getting your tag, nope, it's not going to work, in the right direction so that you're not putting it upside down or inside out for that matter. Hey Naomi, hey Diana from North Carolina. I'm going to cut that off a little bit there. Okay, so we want this to go that way. There we go. Ta-da! See how good that looks? Alright, I'm going to put that little tag right there. There. And we're going to put this up with dimensionals. How did I get hair all over that? There's no telling. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to use something really simple like some twine, but I'm going to do it in a double bow. At least I'm going to try to do it in a double bow. Y'all know me. There we go. Okay, so you fold it in half, or this is the way I do it. You fold it in half, and then you just make a bow the best you can. A little bit there. That looks better, doesn't it? There. Okay. And then you cut the end that is doubled. Now I need a glue dot. I'm going to put it right there. Oh, I want to update y'all on the Easter bunny that we, the Easter, I don't want to say Easter, but the little domesticated rabbits that we found last week. One of them came back. The other one never did come back. So I'm thinking that something got it before we had a chance, and that made me really sad. But the other one we put out food for and some water, and she came right on up to the water. So I was so happy about that. Is that the same color? No, not the Starry Skies. That is this way. Yep, there it is. This is the In Color Designer Series paper. Isn't that pretty? And several different designs, all with one color. So we'll be using, this is going to be what we use for our cards tonight. But anyway, what was I saying? All right, 4 by 5 1/4. So she came right on up to the food. 4. And was good. I thought, okay, so now what do we do? So we are going to have to try to, trap her or something. Yay, look how good that looks. So my husband put out a trap. We had this trap because we have, and I may have told you, we live out in the country on the end of a cul-de-sac, and we have a lot of animals. And we've had some what are they? Anyway, whatever they were, they would come up onto our porch chasing after our kitty cat. So we would set a trap for them and try to get them, release them somewhere else. And so anyway, that's why we have that trap, is so that if something, our little kitty cat was scared to death of them. But anyway, so we had a trap for other things. But anyway, we put some water and food in there for her to get her to come in. And 4 days went by, you guys, and we didn't see her. And I was sad because I thought something's gotten her already, and we didn't even have a chance to try to do anything about it. Well, so we're in our backyard walking across, and I look, and there she is in the trap. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. This is 4 1/4. There she sat, just as, we had looked all day and didn't see her. And so why she came right when she did, I don't know. But, I just think that God was looking out after her, to be honest. And so we had her in that. I'm looking for my, there it is. Looking for this. In the trap, and we're doing some work. I think I told y'all I am redoing our garage into a classroom. But anyway, we had a really good friend of ours come over to look at some things. I said, well, look, come back here and let me show you something. There's card number 1. That turned out cute, didn't it? So he comes on back, and I tell him what happened. He goes, yeah, I'll take it. Oh my gosh. I was the happiest person on earth, just about. Right then, I was so happy. And without hesitation. And that's the other thing that made me so happy, was I was like, oh my gosh. And that worked out good. So, all right, card number 2. This time we're going to cut paper. What did I do with that white paper? Okay, there it is. Okay. We need basic white. 4 1/4 by. Okay, so we are going to. I don't remember all that. 4 1/4 by 11. That was the first one. Okay, 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. That's this one. 3 1/4. Wasn't I lucky? He took it. He has 2 little girls that his neighbor raises them. And they love rabbits, he said, his little girls. And they go next door to see that his neighbor's rabbits all the time. So he took it. We gave it, our, so 4 by 5 1/4. We gave him our food that we had already gotten for him, and he took her on, and I was so happy and so relieved. Okay, this one was 5 1/4, right? So happy about that. But my garage is almost, well, it is going to be usable by this weekend, so I'm really happy about that too. Okay. And I can't wait to show you. I have a retreat this weekend. And, all right, so this time we're going to stamp the bottle on this, and then we're going to cut it out. Where's that balmy blue I was using? Here it is. So I'm so excited about my new classroom. I'll be able to hold maximum probably 24 people comfortably. So that's going to be a lot of fun to have that many people in my classroom. Right now, it's maybe 12 I can get. So let me put this other one back on here. So anyway, it's going to be fun. I'm going to have, I knew it. I was wondering where this was. It was underneath my chamois. I'm going to have a World Card Making Day. I want to say a philanthropic. I don't know if I said that right. But what I'm going to do is we have a Ronald McDonald House here in Greenville. And for years, I went there and did classes once a month for free for the parents. And oh my gosh, you guys, I loved it. Loved it. They were very appreciative, and sometimes they just needed an ear to talk to and lean on, or each other. Sometimes I would get them talking, and the next thing you know, we're all sitting around crying. Anyway, after doing that for many years, they started remodeling the rooms, and so I stopped doing it, but I've missed it. I've missed going over there and crafting with the parents. Moms mainly. Okay, so now I'm going to punch it out. Just that easy. Okay. Just that easy. So what I want to do, what do y'all think of this? I'm going to have a day where we can make little photo albums. I mean, it's not going to be anything huge or anything, major, but maybe 3 or 4 pages. And you come make one for yourself and one for the Ronald McDonald House. They love pictures. Love pictures. And this is the one I'm looking for. Sometimes the nurses can take the pictures for them, their families. Okay, this piece is going to be here. So anyway, that's why I'm saying you need to go ahead and join my newsletter now so that you won't miss any of this. You want to be a part of it too? I know you do. Okay, let me stamp it first and then I'll cut it out. So it's a little photo album, and then you make one for yourself and then make one to give to them. Now, it's a pretty big, they have 2 Ronald McDonalds for the families. One is on the inside of the hospital, and then some that are like the long-term care. That's the actual Ronald McDonald House, which is right across the street from the hospital. And I'm telling you, I used to work in the Peds ICU, so I know how important it is to have that facility there, to be there for the Oh, wait a minute. All right, before I cut, well, I guess I can cut it out. Ooh, don't let me forget that I've left that open. I'm gonna, how important it is to those families. And if y'all, I'm such a crybaby. If I start talking too much about it, I'll start crying. But yeah, it's pretty amazing, I think. Some of the things that those parents have to deal with every single day. And some of them, they have very hard decisions to make. And I'm just so thankful that that facility's there to help them the best that they can. Okay. I'm going to stick it on this. I don't know if many of you have had any contact with the Ronald McDonald House. Hopefully you've not needed their services. Oop. But it is a wonderful place. Okay. All right, now I'm done with that. Okay, now we're going to stamp this again. I'm going to use the bigger, I want to say the bigger, and it's because the flowers are big. Okay, again, I'm going to find the bottom, ink it up. Okay. And again, it's towards the top. Pretty. And green again. Oh, thank you, Naomi. Oh, I know it. Okay, let me try this again. See if I can do any better at lining up these flowers. We'll see. Oh, yeah, that's better. Now what did I do with my chamois? So I covered it up. So I'm just so happy that we got our that rabbit taken care of. Guess what happened today? We have a pond that's on, not right next to our house, but on the other side of this little field. Well, it's their yard, our next door neighbor's yard. And so we're sitting there and we're like, so proud of ourselves for finding a home for the rabbit. And I happened to look down, and I see something wrestling around underneath our tree, which is right where we found our rabbit. And there was a baby duck. We have a bunch of ducks that live in that pond. And somehow it's not like a baby. It's maybe a juvenile duck. It was real small, so not like a mama duck. But anyway, that baby duck was underneath there. I was like, oh boy, here we go. We're going to have to chase it back to the water. And it's scary because there's a field between our house, the next house, and then where the pond is. So somehow it got from here to there. And so we had to like chase it back. But there, isn't that so pretty? I think so. We're going to put our bottle there. So anyway, I mean, we've been in this house. I just went and looked the other day because when we had only been here a year when we put in our basketball goal and all that stuff, and when we had the concrete poured. Ooh, look at this. We put, the date on it and everything. And I want to say 11 years. We've been here 11 years, and we've never had this many animals hanging out at our house. Now, we have had raccoons and different things like that. We have a bear. We have, deer go through our yard all the time, but they're coming and going. You know what I mean? They're not like hanging out here. So, but we had some raccoons that got into our porch. Scared me half to death because it was growling. Our kitty cat was growling, and oh boy. So we had to do something about that. Look, that turned out so good. Oh, wait a minute, I'm missing something here. I'm missing some. Why don't I put some more of that linen thread? Where is it? Here it is. Wait a minute. Let me see what this would look like. Yeah, our kitty cat was scared to death. So we have had some, but not like this. And I was like, oh no, I hope we aren't, something. This is going to be something that we have to. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, that's going to look good. But anyway, our next door neighbor has some chickens that they're raising. 3 little girls. They're grown up by now. And they were like, oh yeah, the hawks get them. I'm like, the hawks? Oh, don't tell me that. So you just have to be careful all the time. You just don't know what did I do with my scissors? Did y'all see them anywhere? Didn't I just have it? I cut it. Let me see. I don't see them on the floor. Darn. I know they wouldn't be going that far away. Oh, they're underneath this. All right, good. Whew. Okay. We need another glue dot. There we go. All right, 2 down. Look how pretty that is. So, very simple, just stamping on there. Now it is a 2-step, but then we punch it out. That's pretty. Okay, our last one. Do we have time for one more? 8 o'clock. Let's see. Maybe if I hurry. I'll hurry. Okay. All right. That one's... I don't know, y'all. This one's got a lot of steps to it. Why don't I finish this one next week? I don't want to keep y'all that long because I have to cut this out and punch all that out and then fill. Do y'all want me to do it? Let me know if y'all want me to do this last one. It's pretty though, isn't it? All right, well, we'll do this one next time if I think about it next week. All right. So let's look at these again. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. All right, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We had a good time putting them together, and it went together a lot faster, didn't it? Than I thought it was going to. However, I still didn't have enough time to finish this last one. I've got it sitting here. Well, maybe let's just do it one more time. Let's just do it since I've already got that cut. All right. If we're going to do that, let me get my white back out here. All right, so we need this to be 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, we need a piece of black, which I brought over here. That is 3 by 5. These two matte. Okay, that looks good so far, right? Okay, so now let's get our designer series paper. We're going to use the Tahitian Tide. That'll be pretty. Okay, we need to cut this 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. 5 1/2. Oops. By 4 1/4. So that's going to cover that whole piece there. Then we're going to need some white for the sentiment and for the flowers. Okay. Got it. Okay, this time we're going to use the Tahitian Tide and pink. Pink did we use? Was it polished pink? I bet it was. All right. Okay, the pink is for the main flowers, which is this one. Now this time it doesn't matter which way we're doing it because we're going to cut it out. Does that make sense? The other two we're stamping on the we needed to know where we were stamping. Okay. Let it sit for a second. Ooh, pretty. Okay, good. Now I've lost my chamois again. Do y'all see it? It's got to be right here. Where is that term thing? Oh, there it is. Way back there. How to get back there, I don't know. Okay. Did I already clean that one? I think I did. All right. Close, close, and close. Okay, this one we're going to go ahead and put these two together because we're going to punch out the bottle, and it's a little bit tricky to do it. There. All right. So let me see the punch. Now we're going to set this all the way down in there, and it's going to be hard to punch through both of them. Oh! Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and put this on. Next weekend, I'm going to New Orleans. I am so excited, not only because I'm going with a bunch of other demonstrators. It's another retreat through Stampin' Up. But I'm going to go with my oldest son. And he's been with me a couple of times to different Stampin' Up events. That looks good, doesn't it? Okay. All right, now let me think through this. It's going to be hard because we're going to put this on first. These are the little bottles. There's 10 in a box. And these have adhesive on both sides. So we want this to come up this way, like that. So we're going to take this one off first. Okay, because it's going to stick to this. So you want it. Be careful. Okay. So now that's stuck. See, when I try to push it through, it won't. So it's got adhesive there. Why don't we put something else in there? Let's, I've got beads. I can use beads. But I think a little message would be cute, don't you? All right. Maybe this. Let me see if I can get this to curl up, and we'll put this in here. Use it as a message in a bottle. Instead of beads. And we're going to set this like that. Okay. So we want to take this one off. When we were doing this at the retreat, it was so funny because Penny, my teammate, was sitting to my right. And when we used this set at a class a couple of months ago, she spilled hers all over the table, her little beads. And we teased her about it because I kept finding beads, I know, 2 weeks afterwards. So we're sitting there working on this, and I get mine all done. Okay. And I find a few beads. So I kept throwing them on her side of the table. She never did say anything because she didn't catch on that I had kept doing it. And so last night at our little class, because I kept finding them everywhere. I said, I know, because I kept throwing them on your side of the table. She goes, I was wondering where they were coming from. It's little glass beads. I forgot the name of them in the catalog. Okay. Let me get this out. I cannot find my dies. So instead of using this, let's go ahead and start just cutting it out by hand because it really doesn't take that long. You want this is the spot that the bottle goes in, so you kind of want to have that. Aren't these colors pretty? Now remember, when you're cutting this out, you're leaving your scissors steel and you're moving your paper. That's what you're moving. And you don't have to be super, detailed in cutting these out. See how fast this is going? Some people don't like fussy cutting. I don't mind it. But it is easier when you have a die, I think. But sometimes it's just as fast. Someone is trying to get up with me. Okay. All right, look at this. We're almost done. So this goes here. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Naomi. You guys are so sweet. Naomi, I bet you know about chickens, don't you? Do you have a hard time keeping the hawks off of them? That's what our neighbor said, tries to get his chickens all the time. Oh, I wouldn't be able to take it. I'm going to put this color back on there. Naomi raises chickens, and they are adorable. She has some of those specialty chickens that have the foo-foo hair and all that, so I bet it's funny to watch them. And you care for them so much, you don't want anything to happen to them. And what's funny is my husband is a cat lover, but I mean, he was out there in no time trying to feed that rabbit. He goes, okay, I didn't have to twist his arm or anything. That's what's so funny. He's normally not like that, but you know, where he's like so easy to you know, run out and take care of them like that. There we go. What do you think? It would have been even more, I think, if I had put something in there. All right. Sending cheers, I guess, will be the next one. What was this? Sending a little message. All right, let's do that one. Now I'm going to put this in. Pink. Sending a little message. Yeah. I am going to add another layer to kind of, you see how when you put it up there it doesn't stand out, so I want this to stand out a little bit. Okay. Let me see if I can do it that way. Yeah, but I didn't cut straight. There. Okay. Now, we're almost done. What time is it? We're almost done. Sending a little message. Yay, that turned out good. All right, now I'm done. Simple, stepped up, even more stepped up. And we could keep adding, like we could put rhinestones in there if we wanted to. You know, just so many other things that we could do, but I'm going to stop there and get my table cleaned up. Everything's on there. All right, what do y'all think? They turned out really pretty. The girls that designed this at the retreat did a really good job. We had such a good time, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. I go again to another retreat in Winston-Salem in October, so you guys will be able to see some other things that we're going to be working on, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me put these in order. I did. I enjoyed making them, and I'm so glad that you guys stayed long enough to watch me make this last one. Thanks so much, you guys. Go ahead and sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already, so that you don't miss any of my holiday and fall classes that I'm having, and my special class that I'm going to be doing for the Ronald McDonald House for October 1st, which is World Card Making Day. I want to do this for the parents there. So, all right, you guys, it was so good seeing everybody, and I'll see you next week. What's my hair doing? I turn 1 second, my hair goes all over the place. All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a good week. I'll see you next week, Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And thanks so much for coming by. All right. Talk to you then. Alrighty. Bye-bye.